how to form the past perfect continuous. Take a subject, I, the house, the cars. After that, use the auxiliary verb have in the past simple. I had, the house had, the car had. Then we have to use the past participle of the verb to be. I had been, the house had been, the cars had been. And then we use the gerund, the present participle, formed by taking the complement of the verb and adding ing. I had been living. The house had been standing. The cars had been moving. I had been living. You had been living. He had been living. Notice we can shorten the had to d. So I'd been living. You'd been living. Okay? There's no change in the had. We had been living. You had been living. They had been living. To make a negative, put not after the had. I hadn't been living. You hadn't been living. He had not been living. Notice the contraction hadn't. We hadn't been living. You hadn't been living. They hadn't been living. To make questions, swap the position of the auxiliary verb, had, and the subject. Had I been living? Had you been living? Had he been living? Had she been living? Had we been living? Had you been living? Had they been living? And obviously, if you want, you can put a question word at the beginning. Where had I been living? So there you have it, how to form the past perfect continuous. In the next video, I'll explain how and when to use the past perfect continuous. See you in a minute. Bye.